Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is Yair from GMS Savannah, come with another lesson. But first and foremost, I want to give all praise and honor and glory to Yahweh, Bashem, Yahweh Shah, Bashem, Kakradash, and double honors to the apostles and elder bishops, a great millstone which rule well and teach well, until the Akim and as well as the Phillies pushing this 100% truth, four corners of the earth. And to you hopeful elect of you so-called Negroes, Latinos, and Native Americans, and speckled birds that scatter amongst the heathens that have the appearance of the heathens, but the father bloodlines go back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. You know, goes back to Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. But today's lesson we're going into is kind of oldie, but hey, it's just a refresher of where we at in 2025. That hey, if you don't seek Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai, you know, you don't have that covering, man. A lot of this foolishness is going to continue to happen for you stiff-necked Israelites. You know, you two wailing ease here in Babylon. But this right here happened back in 2018. You know, this Israelite right here. You know, back on November 4th, 2028, Tamir Horsford, a 40-year-old black, so-called black mother of five, was found deleted in the backyard of a home in Forsyth County, Georgia. And we all from the state of Georgia know about Forsyth County, Georgia. It ain't the place you want to be in, you know, for you Israelites. You know, that place got a lot of blood on its hands, you know. But hey, we already know what's gonna happen to that area as soon as Big Brother Yahushua come back. It'll be dealt with. It'll definitely be dealt with. Okay, continuing here. After attending an all-white adult slumber party the night before, Tamia had been invited to a sleepover by a football mom she knew from her son's team. She was reportedly the only so-called black woman there. The next morning, around 7:30 a.m., she was found face down in the backyard. Authorities said she had fallen from a balcony, calling it an accident fall, but her injuries told a different story from the autopsy. You know, they can definitely tell, you know, exactly what it truly happened to this lady, this sister. You know, very, very sad situation. Her body had severe injuries to her head, neck, and torso. She had abrasions, cuts on her face, and a dislocated wrist. These wounds did not match the explanation of the simple fall from a second-story deck. No one at the party claimed to have seen or heard anything suspicious that night. Despite clear signs of trauma, the sheriff's office ruled her death accidental and closed the case. Yeah, I'm not surprised. You know, being in that county, you know, you disregard as nothing in their eyes. You know, Eve. But hey, it's crazy. But hey, you want to be amongst people that, you know, that they don't look like you. You know, this, like I say, it's some perpetual hatred with some of those females in there towards you, 100%. Let's continue here. Public outrage grew as the people questioned the handling of the investigation. Why weren't all guests thoroughly interrogated? Why was the scene not properly secured? Why did her family only learn key details after pressure from the public? After growing national attention in 2020, officials reopened the case, but it was later closed again with no charges filed. Tamir family and supporters have never stopped demanding the truth. They have believed justice was denied and that the key evidence was ignored. Tamir Horsford's case remains one of the most case remains one of the many where black women deaths were quickly dismissed. She did not just fall; she was failed. Her story matters. Her name deserves justice, and her family deserve answers. Yeah, it's a sad situation. And like I say, this is an old topic, back in 2018, but this is just a refresher to you Jakes and you Eves out here in 2020. We still getting all these scoffers. Everybody want to save Sleazy, man. Everybody want to love Sleazy, love everybody. They have that spirit, man. But hey, you can't make something love you that wasn't created to love you. Was made crooked and never be straight. You know, first of all, always got to hit Ecclesiastes 12 and 10. Never trust thy enemy, for like a iron rust, so is this wickedness, man. Yeah. You could never trust them, man. You the only one out of all the ones in there, the only spot between them other, devils, and you get deleted. But see, we always got to remember this right here, 1 Samuel 2 and 6. The Lord kill and make alive. He bring it down to the grave and bring it up. The Lord does everything. You know what I'm saying? He tell you right here. He kills and make alive, man. And right here, Job 4:7 say, remember, I pray for thee. I pray for whoever perish being innocent, or where the righteousness cut off. Hey, the Lord, hey, if you don't repent and come back to Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shah, man, hey, you're gonna get cut off. You're gonna perish. You seeking the worldly things, man. You want to be amongst your enemies, man. So hey, whatever happened to you, hey, happened to you. Nobody perished being innocent. 2 Chronicles 15 and 13 says, whomever would not seek the Lord and the power of Israel shall be put to death, whether small or great, whether a woman or man. Yep. See, if you don't seek Yahweh Shem Yahweh Shai, you don't have that covering. And Tamir didn't have that covering, man. She was amongst her, her heathen enemies, and she ended up getting deleted, man. So this goes for even 2025, man. If you don't seek the Lord, you're going to be put to death. And this is one thing that she wasn't doing. Right here in Ephesians 5 and 15. See then that ye walk circumspectly, not as fools, but as wise, redeeming the time because the days are evil. And she was amongst evil in that house. And one of them did it. Two of them might have done it. Who knows? Only the Lord knows what happens. Only the Lord knows what happened. And like I say, it goes back to Ezekiel 35 and 5. Because thou have had a perpetual hatred and hath shed the blood of the children of Israel by the force of the sword in the time of their calamity, in the time that their iniquity had ended. Yeah, yep. And see, that's that perpetual hatred. But see, the Lord know everything, man. That's why, hey, Obadiah 1:10, for thou violence against thy brother, Jacob shall cover thee, and thou shalt be cut off forever. And like I say, these Edomites and these heathens, you know, they're going to be dealt with, man. But Esau, Edom, they're going to be cut off forever. You know, all the way, you know, you look at Obadiah 1:18, you know, they're going to be taken out of here forever off the earth, man. You know, it's just straight up wickedness, man. But like I say, to me, she wasn't walking circumspectly, man, knowing that the evil that she was around, man. She was too much in ease and here in Babylon. And that goes to you Jakes and you Eves, man. Y'all can't be comfortable and laid back around your enemy, man. This could happen to you as well. You know, we have to keep bringing it up and keep blowing the horn and warning y'all, man. That these days are getting crazy, man. Race wars, gender wars, you know what I'm saying? All these wars fixing to come, man. And you got to be smart and walk circumspectly, man. And just understand that the times we in, it's evil times. But you know, you love your oppressors, man. And this will happen, man. You get deleted. Well, like I say, you know, Yahweh Shem Yahushua is still in control of everything, man. So hey, man, who perished being innocent, man? Tamia was here before. She came back from reincarnation. You know what I'm saying? You know, she done been here before, man. She was just getting her judgment, man. You know? But like I say, she was amongst her enemy, man, and she got deleted. You know? But I hope this was edifying to the hopeful sheep and the lamb. Kwan Yasharala, on to the next lesson. The Wala Yahweh Shem Yahushua. On to the next lesson. Shalom.